What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video we're going to be fixing the cracked dash on the 720. I'm going to be showing you guys how to go from this to this. Now it's not perfect by any means, but it looks a lot better. So now that we got the dash out, now it's time to fix this. Now I know in the thumbnail, and you guys probably think that I'm actually going to fix this by covering these holes and doing all that, which you can. There's people that do Bondo and do all that. The only problem with that is you don't get the textured look, so it doesn't look like a factory dash. I'm going to be putting one of these dash covers that it's a hard overlay, so it'll look just like factory. All I have to do is dye it. And I like these because if you get it right, they will assemble just like factory. Now it's pretty hard right now since the dash has all the cracks that lift it up, so it's kind of getting stuck on those. But right now, once I shave those down and we get this sitting flush on top, you can see that it looks factory. You can't really tell. Obviously you can tell because it's brown, but if this was color matched blue, which we're gonna do right now, then it would look like new. Now I've had this hardcover for quite a while. I ended up getting this for my red 720, and obviously I was never able to throw it on. So now I have it extra, and I ended up picking up some blue dye since I was going to redo the dash anyways, because as you can see back here, it looks like no one took care of this port truck. So the dash, it looks white, and it should look blue like up here where it gets covered by the seal, but it's been sun-baked, so it's white now. And if you look at the front, it's pretty nice. It's not that bad, but you can see that there is some discoloration. However, just because I already have this, I don't have a link to pick one of these up, but I will do some research and I will get you guys a link. So if anyone is interested in doing the same exact fix that I'm doing, I will put a link down in the description. That way you guys can do the same thing. The first step when trying to fix a dash the way I'm doing it is you have to get rid of the high spot. So you can see this crack is pretty gnarly, and it lifts up a little. So that little bit is going to hold up the dash cover. So essentially what we want to do is we want to break that off or push it down. Now, you could fill this in and make it all nice and smooth, but since I'm doing the cover, I'm not really going to stress about covering these holes since the dash cover will take care of all that. This is currently where I'm at. I just shaved everything down, so now it's somewhat even, you could see. But now the problem that I'm running into is that I did cut back a little since the foam does go all the way to this edge. I did cut back a little, that way the cover can sit all the way towards the back, but now I'm trying to shave this part down. You can see I already started right here a little bit. I haven't touched this. That way it could sit lower, since right now if you were to look at it from the windshield, there'd be a little gap where it sits too high up. So I'm trying to shave this bottom portion like you can see right here, so it'll come down and close that gap up a little. Now obviously it's not going to be perfect since this is an aftermarket cover. It's not like it's a factory cover that they make from Nissan that fits nice. So there are going to be some defects, but regardless of how it looks or how it comes out, it's going to look better than how this was. Now I'm going to be removing these, which to remove, you come from the back and you unscrew with the Phillips. You can see there's one in the bottom, one in the top. All these air vents, it's all like that. You remove them from the inside. Over here. So we're gonna move all this to try to get the dash as bare minimum as we can. That way nothing gets oversprayed. I got the dash all prepped with some acetone. All I care about is this lower portion right here and a little bit on the inside, and that's really all I care about since the top is gonna get covered. So I just prepped it with some pretty fine sandpaper that I had. I believe it was like 600. I'm not going to use any adhesion promoter or anything like that since I was recommended not to use that by the paint shop that I got it from. For now, I'm just going to spray the blue dye on here, and then we'll be able to throw this onto the dash. Now the dash has about 3 coats of the blue spray on there, this dye. I just gotta wait for it to dry, and then we can go stick this onto the dash. Now I'm just going to sand down the edges of the underneath of the dash pad, maybe like an inch in from the outside. That way the epoxy can actually adhere to it and hopefully it doesn't peel off. I already prepped the dash cover with a green Scotch-Brite pad. You can see I did just about an inch in from all of the corners down here, and then I cleaned it off with some alcohol. So now I'm just gonna wait for the alcohol to fully dry, and then I'm gonna try to use this. Hopefully it works. This is a JB Weld, clear weld. I know there's a bunch of different kinds, but supposedly this one is good for plastics, so we'll see. It does come in like 2 little syringes, so I'm gonna have to apply it and then mix it with this little wooden mixture that it comes with. Now, if it wasn't for this little bubble that I have right here, honestly, I think it would look pretty dang close to it did from factory. Now, sadly, I think this is in more of an issue of the cover itself being a little too big in a sense, and me having to like push it in and it bulging out. Now, I did try to heat it up and flatten it as best as I could, and it worked a little. I figured, you know, it is what it is. It looks 1,000 times better than it did with all the cracks. Overall, though, the fitment is it's pretty decent actually. Now, if you were to stare at it, you would see that it's not perfect, and it is a dash cover. But even like in here, you can't really tell. Um, if you look down here, it's not like it's sagging or anything. So it honestly looks very good. But if obviously if someone stares at it and they know what they're looking at, you're going to be able to tell that it's a dash cover. But hopefully now it doesn't come off. Now the glue says it'll cure in about 48 hours. I just got the dash in. I got all the bolts in. Now it's not perfect by any means, but it looks a lot better. I hope you guys did enjoy this video and hopefully found it useful. In the next video, I'm going to be redoing the whole interior, so it's all going to look brand new and super nice. If you guys are interested in seeing the whole interior get redone, I recommend that you guys stick around. I should be posting a video probably within a week after I post this one. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys. Have a good one.